Welcome to Talking About Kids. I am your host, R. Bradley Snyder, researcher, activist, and author of the Five Simple Truths of Raising Kids. For this fourth episode of Pride Month, Talking About Kids was granted media access to The Rally, which is New York City Pride's annual protest and activism event, and it takes place just a few blocks away from the location of the Stonewall Riots, the event that sparked the gay rights movement back in 1969. Backstage, I asked three of the speakers for advice for caregivers who are looking to support kids as those kids realize their orientations and identities and identity expressions. So, in this episode, you will hear the executive director of the Okra Project, a mutual aid collective that supports Black, trans, non binary, and gender nonconforming people. You will hear Sage Dolan-Sandrino, a queer trans activist, journalist, and the inaugural Monica Roberts Fellow at the National Black Justice Coalition. And finally, you will hear Melissa, Executive Director of PFLAG NYC, a family-based organization committed to celebrating LGBTQ plus young people and to creating a better future for all. Not surprisingly, they were very generous with their time and insights. This podcast was sponsored in part by the Arizona Department of Health Services Must Stop Bullying campaign through its Title V Maternal and Child Health Program. For more information, go to muststopbullying.org. And now, Gabrielle Souza.
When I think back to my childhood, as a Black trans woman and a Black trans femme, and what I needed thinking back to my childhood was I just really needed support in a way that just asked me what I needed. One of the things that I always ask my friends and those that I care about is, how can I support you? What is it that you need? So asking those pivotal questions and allowing children the space to express their needs and express what it is they need and want at that time, I think it will be pivotal in their success, in them expressing their gender identity, and expressing who they really are, and just letting them live a life of freedom and just happiness, and just really supporting them in that way.
And now, Sage Dolan-Sandrino.
Always lean on the side that there's something that they need that they're not telling you. So don't give up when you don't get a clear answer. I think a lot of the times people try to help in ways that are either not informed or they give up too early. There's so many things that kids are trying to figure out themselves, and that keeps them from reaching out for help often. So make sure that you never stop trying to talk to your kids, you never stop expressing your support, and you never let them slip through the cracks that are created through silence around things like this. A lot of kids are, dealing with not just issues with their sexuality or their gender. They're not just trying to figure out that, but they're trying to figure out how they fit in with their friends. And there's so much that happens socially at such a young age for a lot of these kids, and they are dealing with things that they can't deal with on their own, but they try to convince themselves that they can. So just never stop asking the important questions, never stop showing up for them, and don't get tired. Don't give up on us.
And now, Melissa DeAndrea.
I think a lot of the time that educators and parents are terrified of getting something wrong. They're terrified of not knowing what every letter in the alphabet of LGBTQ plus means. They're worried that they're going to say something wrong and do something wrong, and so a lot of that, what that often reflects is silence, and it means that they're not going to say anything because they're afraid of not doing the right thing. And honestly, what most young people need is just somebody to be there. They need somebody to ask them questions and to be supportive in whatever way possible. Young people know enough about who they are, and if we just listen and let them tell us who they are, that's often all they need. A supportive adult in a young person's life speaks volumes and makes a massive difference in terms of their success essentially in every element of life, right? They're going to have higher rates of academic success. They're going to have they're going to be more, have better mental health. They're going to perform better academically. They're going to have greater attendance in school. They're going to have lower suicide rates. They're going to have more success in their careers if they have just even one supportive adult in their lives. And so really it's just about being a supportive adult who will be there, who will be present, who will listen, who asks questions. And they don't need much more. And you don't need to know everything. You just need to be there and be present and open.
That was Gabrielle Souza, Sage Dolan-Sandrino, and Melissa DeAndrea. A very special thanks to them for taking the time to share their wisdom. For more information about each of them and their organizations, please visit talkingaboutkids.com. From there, you also can find out about upcoming episodes, suggest a topic, learn more about me and my books, or submit your questions for future guests. Our theme song is by The Senators. For more of their music, go to thesenatorsmusic.com. And remember, kids are young goats and young humans, and the difference is that young goats are easier to manage.